Okay, here we go. I am sort of whispering, not real bad. I mean, it shouldn't be like too low like you can't hear it, but I am uh not speaking too loud because Dad's asleep in his room. Okay. Um it's so weird. Okay. Let me pull up recent Enchanted Lands, and what I'm doing is I'm gonna take one of these synopses here, and I'm gonna copy it into its own text file. Make an adventure game. It's gonna be 2D, fully interactive point-and-click adventure. Make it iterations. I have some progress to go. Is trying to figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. What's next? Favorite escapes. Read development begin in November. We're 18 chapters right now. Let's see what else. Um, okay, then the 7-step process, which I don't know. I mean, I looked at it. Um, it's kind of like once I went through it, I like kind of didn't need to go through it anymore. And plus, I only have like 4 chapters left, other than chapter 13 here. So I know where to slip in the points. Here I might take this particular. Let's see. I'm gonna copy this, but then I'm gonna modify it. So let's almost should have some of the character descriptions and stuff here, but developing a point-and-click built in phases. The final version will be fully interactive, but phase one is a simplified, choose your adventure style interactive narrative. Uh, yeah, there's a weird thing here. So if I switch these, I don't. Sometimes it does these weird, like other characters. Like this is an apostrophe, but it's like a different kind of apostrophe. I don't know if it's Unicode or something. I don't know. So if I go up here and do a regular keyboard apostrophe, choose your adventure style interactive narrative. Here we go. It's no, I already did that. Hmm. Okay, I don't get what. Oh, that's does it. Okay. See, I don't know why these. Equivalent months. The current phase one is structured into chapters, into 15 chapters. Each represents a change in location or character point, your character point of view. Currently in the middle of chapter 13. I already have, what would that be, 18, 14 done? I already have 13 chapters done. Based on story arc. So chapter 14 is already done. Okay. Do I need to... You know, I have an old... See, I have an old version of the blurb and everything. So the okay, there's that. Let's see here. To close various magical training schools, Dr. President return from banished realms. Ridiculous will indulgent fantasy of the life magic kingdom makes you control a band of adventurers, restore peace and balance in the kingdom as well as possible cash flow. And then I guess I can leave that like that. I don't need this kind of full thing because this isn't the really full thing in a sense. I mean it is, but it isn't. So all right. Save as. What do I want to call it? I don't know what I want to call it just yet. Um, let's call this Enchanted and summary. TXT. Okay, so let's go ahead and add Chatchit. Summary. Save. Okay, I just uploaded. Okay, so it's Thursday night. The time 10:22 p.m. Say I just uploaded a new file. Could you tell me what this new file is? Nope, sorry. Nope, sorry. I uploaded the 22 files showing all the room contents yesterday. Today we learned about the roadmap. Actually, let me see something here. I haven't. Oh. Whoa. Wait a minute. Oh no. Wait, what? Wait. Oh. Okay, I know what I did. This is a new thing that where I just uploaded. Um, Today we modified my roadmap in another conversation. And then I uploaded it and today we modified my roadmap in another conversation and then I uploaded it. I forgot what I was gonna say. Today we modified my roadmap in another conversation and then I uploaded it. Which is what you just told me previous to this last answer. Now I uploaded an additional file. Separate from the chapter files and the roadmap. What does it contain? There we go. High level summary of your game, point and click. Current structure, 18 chapters. Yeah. I just wanted you uh, to know you could stick okay and tell me its contents. And you're right. I'm in the middle of 13. Chapter 14 is part of another story arc that was completed earlier. So, as of right now, I'm supposed to start adding in decision points into chapter 13. You can see chapter 13's contents in the files. Chapter 013.md. As it stands. Firstly, I will attach a file directly to this conversation about the current contents of chapter 13, mostly what's in the MD file, but with an extra couple of notes here. I won't attach file, paste. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up recent. That's not gonna do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and open. Nope. Open the Tear in the Skies. I'll copy. This is a working file, so I can add stuff to it before actually adding it into my Redot project. Let's do this here. Search your path magic. We'll do that. Magic returns. Fight to fantasy. Fight to fancy. Unexpected help. Okay. Currently shortest, most linear. 2 natural spots. Mare flight with quick tooth. You notice it. 3 attack. Note the 3 attack evade ideas that works well. The fight is repetitive right now, gets a few hits, but knocked out again, so the choices can give some. You can see very the description of the battle before the twins are added. Choice A, sneak through the gardens, lower grounds, stealthy, risk of magic backfiring in a funny way. Yeah, castle probably would have gardens, wouldn't it? The the North Terrace. Okay. Um, Now, okay, so I already had a here. Let me go back to here. All right, I gotta find it though. Uh, hmm, let's see. Right, it kept losing days. I might just start a new conversation with every chapter too. So, choice page. Oh. So I probably don't have that. I mean, I can go to. I don't remember which deal it was though. Actually, well, I could look. I don't know. Might take a little while to do that though, but could do that. Just checking out the transcripts basically. Uh, I really need to get back to finishing editing up to update 45 and then uploading them. See, a lot of chapter 13 stuff here. Uh, 275 for part 5. Okay, that was Friday. See, did I get anything? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. 275 part 1. Okay. Part 2, Quicksilver. Turn the skies up. Okay, this is kind of where I started it. Let me check out. All I just need is just a pause here because Important. More notifications. Okay, whatever. Just a second here. Not that there's anybody in here, but just a moment here while I part 5. While I view the transcript. Where is? Oh, I should have the. I wonder if I don't have. Okay, let me see something here. There we go. Oh, that's weird. Interesting. Okay, let me check transcript. Okay. Let's see if there's a way we can customize detailed roadmap chunks. Okay, let's see. Oh, John. Up. Okay, let's go. Thumb up. I'm going to upload those. Rock from here, so let's just go over. Let's attach the upload file. Stare. Okay, let's go ahead and attach. Do you have any thoughts on how to speed up the process of making decisions? So great. One decision to a million pages. Not really what I'm talking about. This text. Decision many library. Keep it separate text file. Grants conversations. First write the other choice pages. Okay. I believe uh, West Depot. Violet exit the East Gate. Conversation magic. Title pages, story pages, take a few minutes. Okay. No, I do have a copy of the room and the thing. I just don't want that. That's old. Rename. Let's go ahead and change the IDs. Okay. I guess I want a different video then. Just a second here. Um, 5, 276 part 1. Here in the skies. Let's look that one over real quick. Let's jump. See if I can look at this by display here. Almost could CC it, huh? West side terrace. Yeah, I was having problems. Let's see something here. Um, dang. There was there was a way I was gonna do the choices. Uh, you have one defense choices, and you pick one of the two attack choices, right? So if you pick up the defense choice, then you get a choice of one or two attack choices. You can do that. If you pick the one of the attack choices, the only other one is the defense choice. And so that's how I was going to do it anyways. I just won't worry about this, I guess. I can explain it. I just had to remember kind of like how it works kind of thing. Okay, put that back down to there. Not that it matters. Go back to social stream. Okay. So the way I'm doing the attack defense part of the fight, there are 3 choices. 1 defense and 2 attack. And if you choose the 1 defense first, then you get the choice of one of the 2 attacks. If you choose either of the 2 attacks first, then it will automatically go to the defense page. This keeps the pages low, but also page count low, but also lets the player feel some agency in an otherwise linear scene. Defend first goes to the second page, offering with 2 attack options. If the player chooses it, automatically routes to the defense page. No extra choice. Keeps the page look hello while giving the player a meaningful sense of order. I chose defend and strike versus I want to aggress. Defend afterwards, a good compromise. Not okay. Yeah, it will be the same. But maybe worded slightly differently, and actually will be 2 room files be 2 different pages, same name, but with different prefix, meaning essentially same action. Oh, you know what I should do? Give me a sec. I think I need to modify my summary. Hold on a moment. Summary. I'm doing phase 1 and 2 passes, what I call the event pass, which simply means each line is something that happens. It opens the door. 1 looks around the mines. and so on. And what I'll call the narrative pass. This will be the pass that turns the events into a story, into readable story pages. I'm currently in the middle of the event pass. Sometimes I tend to use room and page interchangeably. This is because the file is a room file because it will eventually turn into an actual game location, but right now is set up as a single page. ID, title, chapter, description, source. So sometimes the class in GD script, the room script is a class called room. The container for the data is called a room. A room. Let me think. It's called a room. Eventually, it will have whatever the location contains, like inventory, descriptions, various other things that locations in adventure games. In adventure games have. So, Control S, channel lamp summary. Oh, let's close that again. Channel lamp summary. Let's go ahead and save. Okay, and then let's go back here and channel lamp summary attach. Channel lens summary. Save. Um, it's not separate because of different flavor text, as this being the event pass means that narrative isn't important at this point. Go and review the Enchanted Lands summary text file and see the changes I made. I don't know if you could, if you would be able to tell because I deleted the original file and added the modified one. Okay. Keychain. No. No. I actually deleted it. Got it wrong. I pasted some text, and then I modified a file in the sources, and it pulled up the pasted text rather than the source, the file in sources. Okay, now I actually deleted Enchanted and summary.txt and then uploaded the new modified version with the same file name. It didn't change chapter 13's text. Please repeat. Please tell me what's in Enchanted Lands summary txt in the personal files sources. Can it tell me? There we go. Oh, shoot. Sorry, wrong conversation. No wonder you're hitting. Okay. I'll switch combos. Okay. Okay, let's actually go back down here and then what I pasted. Wait a second. Now, did I talk in here about? Okay. So for the fight, there are going to be 3 choices: 1 defense and 2 attack. You choose the defense first, then you get the choice of attack. You pick either of the attacks first. It will then go to the defense choice. I have something, let's see. It's sort of an inversion pattern. This gives the player some agency while still keeping page count low. Okay. Another defense, keep it. Charge head on, counterattack, feint, and strike from the side. Then regardless of which attack the player chose, it flows to the defense choice. Again, maybe rephrase slightly. And actually, it's actually going to be, okay, so 1, 2, and 3, and then 1, 2, and 3. It's actually going to be 6 pages. The attacks and defense pages will be duplicated twice. Because this only moves forward. I don't have any loop backs. I also can't don't have any facility in phase 1 to make a choice that I have to remember later. In the story, I can have them pick up and do something, but I can't have them have a choice between 2 items and remember which item they picked. Sometimes I can create 2 separate paths that sort of work that way, but by the time they come back together, I have to get rid of any items I picked up on the path. If that makes sense. You want exactly step 1. It's the defense choice. 2 versions of page 3. First defense choice, single defense, first attack choice. Second defense choice, same defense option, reworded. Second attack choice. Yeah. And I don't even need to worry about flavor text. This is actually the event pass. They did this, then they did that. they did that, they did the other thing. The only time actual flavor text will be needed is if is when I get to the narrative task, which is basically turn all events into a readable story. So 2 defense pages might have slightly different wording only because of the order. 2 attack A's and 2 attack B's. So you have 3 choices. If you choose defense first, then after the defense page, there's 2 choices for which attack you want. If you pick either of the 2 attacks first, then the only other page is the defense page, which it automatically goes to. Automatically meaning you hit 1 to continue. Make sure. Choice. H4. Second defense. Something like that. Something like that. When I'm done, I'll generate new chapter files. Re-upload them. Read the event pass layout. Okay, so what else am I thinking? All right, I just modified the Enchanted and summary. Now, I don't know if you can remember the older version because I deleted it before updating the current version. But can you tell me what I added to that file? If not, that's okay. It's not important. I just wanted to know your capabilities. I no longer have access to the older version, so I can't directly compare. The reason I asked for this is because I got the impression you ingest the files when accessing. So I figured you would essentially have a copy of the first one in memory, as it were. But I guess it's looking it up like a database, correct? Correct. Each time you upload or reference a file in the current, I access the current version of that file fresh. I don't keep permanent internal copy for used versions. Uh, so when you updated, the previous content is gone from my accessible. I only see what's there right now. Stack memory. Okay. Okay. Anyways, please reread that file and just so we're on the same page. Okay, let's see. Point click, develop done in phases, story setting, technical notes, current structure. Phase 1 has 18 chapters. Each chapter represents a change in location or character point of view. You're currently in the middle of chapter 13. You're doing phase 1, 2 passes, event pass, which each line is a simple event. He opens the door, rolling, etc. Later, a narrative pass turns those events into readable story pages. Sometimes the data container is called a room. It'll eventually become a full game location. Right now, it's basically a single page. Yeah. Okay. So as for the first decision point in, okay. Actually, let's go ahead and copy this because I will paste chapter 13's contents here with a few additional notes. Did I already do that? I already did that. Oh. Okay. Getting my conversations confused. Okay, so I did actually paste chapter 13's current contents here, along with where the decision points should probably go. Each paragraph, and actually they're titled, so they're essentially subtitles, like a book's chapter subheadings. So there are so each one of those is a story beat. There are 4 story beats in chapter 13. Decision points go inside beats 1 and 3, I believe. Titled subsection, Hebert dropped off, starts searching the castle grounds for Violet. Cerulean finds out the magic returns. Hebert confronts her and regains his magic. Guards chase him, fights a fancy. Cerulean gets attacked by Crooktooth and Black Knight in the air. Chester and Nestor arrive to help defeat the Black Knight, says Crooktooth. They plan to add decision points only inside of beats 1 and 3 that keeps the chapter focused, low page count. Fun. Okay. Yes. Okay, so right now I don't have a lot of info. That is, haven't decided about the castle grounds. I should start mapping here soon, but I think I won't get to that until I'm working on the narrative task, where I will resplit my regular daily live streams into 4 parts, 2 for each stream. So let me give you a brief layout of what I remember. Actually, let me look at the I got the thing in here, right? Yeah. Let me look at the find pneumatic. Okay. Magical ticket system. Great intelligence that alerts the king administration of the resort where there's new millionaire, billionaire, VIP, or what have you. So usually envelopes left around the door containing a brochure, price, and place to show up written in an empty box in the back. Person shows up with the money. There's usually 2 people, one sitting at a table and a larger one standing behind them, obviously for security reasons. There's a session. The person sitting at the table hands a sheaf of papers to the person with the cash, has them sign a bunch of them, gives them a copy of what they signed, takes the money, and both agent and bodyguard go through a portal, leaving the guest alone. A few days later, they receive another envelope, this time with 1 or more silver tickets. When they read the back of the ticket, it opens the portal into a flying train. What usually happens with the agent goes back to Enchanted Lands. He goes in the administration castle, walks up to a window to one of the castle's rooms, passes the cash and sheet of papers to desk clerk, who stuffs it in a canister and puts it in a pneumatic tube, which transports it elsewhere in the castle. There's a mail room in the castle that receives these canisters, where they take out the papers, put the Quicksilver ticket in the same canister, and put it in another pneumatic tube, which ends up in the ticketing room, where the hundreds of workers taking the silver tickets and putting them into envelopes and inserting them into magical mailboxes, where they're magically transported to their destination, which happens to be wherever the guest is located. So this I come to Hebert attempting to bring John to Enchanted Okay. Okay, so what I remember creating, because my dump file, aka my design notes, are all over the place. So the castle sits in the clouds, in the air. The way I pictured the outside, there are 4, how should I say it? 4 terraces, one on each side of the castle. Um, the way I thought of it is this. The south side of the castle is where the actual castle entrance is. So you're facing north. To the left is the west side, and to the right, the east side. The north side of the castle is actually the back of it. Does that make sense thus far? Quick summary of what you described. Castle floats in clouds in the air. It has 4 terraces, one on each cardinal side. South terrace, front main entrance, the side you're facing when looking north at the castle. West terrace, left side. East terrace, right side. North terrace, back side of the castle. So everyone drops Hubert off. West terrace, as written in the current beat. That gives you a clean, simple mental map for now. No need for full mapping yet, since you're still in bit pass mode. For beat 1, search a half bench. Decision points basically Hubert's just been dropped off. Needs to search on the grounds. Have detailed castle grounds info. We can keep the choice very high level and abstract for it. Something like search along the outer terraces walls, stealthy stay outside, head toward the inner courtyard. Try to move toward the east side where Violet eventually emerges. Not yet. I need to provide a little more detail. Okay, so there's a train depot on both the east side and the west side. So how this works, actually, I was doing a thing where they would walk behind uh once they gave them their tickets. um they would get tickets. Okay, the sheaf of papers and stuff, whatever I read there, it isn't quite right. Anyways, okay, so there's a train depot. How this works is, when you get the silver ticket in whatever realm, you hold on to it, say some words written on the ticket, like magic words, although technically they direct the portal to open in whatever destination the holder is wanting to go, based on intention. Based on intention. Wait, like magic words. Although technically it's based on intention, so there are no actual words, actual magic words. And a portal opens up into the axis between worlds. to enchanted lands, usually inside a flying train. The train takes them to the west side depot, and they go to the ticket counters on the west side of the castle, and in their ticket go through the turnstiles, and then are directed to the east side, where they will board another flying train to go down to the surface. I had imagined it would go behind the backside, the north terrace. Of the castle, but I might instead have it set up to where there is a tunnel or a set of arches that essentially go through the castle. To the east side. Honestly, it seems impractical to have a... It's not entirely true, but it's got to go through, clean through it, and so there's no way to get from one side to the other. A tunnel through. But I was sort of picturing, like, going through the castle in Disneyland. The walk through center of the castle is actually in the front, where this would be the sides. And I only say impractical because it means you couldn't go through you couldn't go you couldn't use that space since the tunnel would be all the way through. Although it might almost not matter because that could just be a floor that isn't accessed. And maybe the lower parts of the castle can be accessed from the north and south sides where there might be some space. I don't get kind of into the weeds here, but it's just the kind of the way I'm picturing it. Where terraces, west side train, across the east side toward another flying train, crossing from west behind the north terrace around the back or through the tunnel arches that goes through the castle like the walkway. You're leaning toward the tunnel idea, but worried it might waste usable interior space. You're also open to lower levels being accessible from north and south sides. I pass. Can still be how Hebrew. Okay. Your move. Okay, so let me think. Let me think. Um, Also, if I'm being true to how I pictured it in the beginning, the castle is massive, so um, in general, the tunnel could only account for narrow spaces, maybe 3 to 5 lines. It doesn't matter at this point. And you could go into a door in between the ticket counters. Or like I said, on the north side and south sides. And honestly, um if I really wanted to be creative, if you entered through the main gate, portcullis, the room could have have high ceilings, and you could literally have stairs walking up and down over the tunnels as well. Mostly thinking of ideas that are not really that are probably not relevant right here, but still things I'm keeping in mind when deciding where Hubert goes to search for Violet. The extra color. Practical event pass. Right now, the castle's massive west to coast, west to east, crossing relatively narrow, few lines wide, either tunnel arches through the castle or path. There are also doors near the ticket counters on the west side. and access points on the north and south sides. For beat 1, you haven't locked in the exact castle details. A very minimal, flexible set of 3 decision options we can use for the event pass. Uh, Drops him off. Hubert looks around the west terrace and decides how to begin a search. Sat sides move carefully along the outer terrace walls toward the east side. Slip through one of the doors near the west ticket counters and try to move through the castle interior. Head around the back, north terrace to avoid the main traffic areas. Each choice would be a short event beat describing what Hubert does next. Still in pure he does this style, then flow into the confrontation. Okay. So this is where I asked about actual existing castle interiors. Can you give me an idea of how medieval castles were laid out on the inside after crossing the moat, then the courtyard, and even an inner courtyard if there is one, but actually going into the actual castle part. Laid out, LAID, laid. Here's a concise, useful breakdown of typical medieval castle interior layout, focusing on parts of either cross the moat or enter in. Gatehouse entrance passage, narrow, defensible corridor, with murder holes, portcullis, and heavy doors. Often leads directly into the outer bailey courtyard. Outer bailey, open space inside the outer walls, contains stables, workshops, kitchens, barracks for soldiers, storage buildings, and sometimes a chapel. This is the working area of the castle. Inner bailey, inner courtyard at present. More protected inner courtyard separated by a second water gate usually contains the most important buildings. The keep, or dungeon, and donjon. The main castle building. This is... Oh, I see. Not dungeon, actually. The keep. Okay. It's what most people picture when they say inside the castle. Typical layout from the ground up. Storage, food, weapons, wine, dungeons, prison cells. Well, critical water source. Sometimes servants' quarters or kitchens. First floor, often called the hall level, Great Hall. The largest and most important room used for feasts, meetings, justice, and daily life. High ceilings, long tables, fireplaces. Okay, that is where the king like rules from. Okay. Upper floors, lord's solar private chambers, bedroom, sitting room for the lord and family. Uh, Guest rooms, solar for important visitors. Chapels, sometimes on upper levels, top floor battlements, walkways along the roof, cans with the crenellations for defense. Other common interior features: straw staircase, usually clockwise, so defenders have advantage. Narrow corridors and small connecting rooms. Garderobes, medieval toilet space, go holes in the wall. Fireplaces and chimneys in most major rooms. Thick stone walls with small windows, narrow slits on the. For your floating cloud castle, you can keep the spirit of this, but scale it up massively and add magical fantasy elements. Okay, so let's think about this for a moment. Let me think. Uh, so essentially, the keep where the Great Hall is essentially essentially like the big living room. Um, like a big living room. Let's see. Are there any other interior features of the floor the Great Hall is on? Let's see. I might have to quit here soon. Yes, the Great Hall is the big, impressive living room, public part of the castle on that floor. On the same floor as the Great Hall, there are most common other interior features, keeping it practical and true to me. The screens, passage, service area. At one end of the Great Hall, usually separated by a wooden screen. This leads to the kitchen, buttery for drinks, and pantry for food storage. Servants would bring food and drink through here. Minstrel's gallery, a raised balcony or a gallery at one end of the hall where musicians would play during feasts. Solar private withdrawing room, often directly connected to or opening off the Great Hall. This is where the Lord and his family would withdraw after meals for more private conversations. Smaller, more comfortable sitting room. Lord's chamber, sometimes on the same floor, usually in smaller keeps, connected to the solar. In larger castles, it might be one floor up, but it's common for Lord's private rooms. Chapel, at small private chapel. Guard room or antechamber near the main entrance to the hall where guards or attendees would wait. Okay, fireplaces, staircases. Some sporting rooms clustered around it. Could you provide me some links to like a layout image or a diagram or mechanical drawing of a castle, Great Hall, and surrounding rooms? See if it searches. Searching for images. That's hey, that works. Okay. Great Hall. Well, cistern, drawbridge pit, chapel, Thomas Becket, great chamber. Interesting. Okay. For part of the kitchen hall, part of the open gallery, plan of the main floor. Okay. That bell kind of good for clear labels hall, solar power chapel, garderobe pit. Well, kitchen's fire, storeroom, external stairs to the first floor. Okay. First floor, game room, snug, down, car's bedroom, armory, men's bedroom, butler, housekeeper, upper part of the great hall. Second floor, sewing room, guest suite. Let's see. Third floor. Okay, so this is at the top. This is kind of the middle, where we have some. I see. And then that's kind of interesting. Shows a great hall area with kitchen, storerooms, fire, and external stairs. Idealized multi-floor castle plans with a great hall on the first floor. surrounded by galleries, solar chambers, and service rooms. These diagrams show typical clustering. Great Hall is a large central space. Service areas. You keep the spirit of this grand hall while scaling up. What exactly is the solar? Private sitting room. Simple explanation. After eating the Great Hall, which all the solar, comfortable private space on the main living floor. Smaller, cozier than Great Hall, better furniture, easily larger windows, had its own fireplace, briefly connected directly with Lord's private bedchamber, sometimes had a small attached chapel or oratory. Public feasting. No, not yet. Okay. So on this, is it called the Ideal Castle? Ideal Castle. The one with the 3-4 plan. There's a central area that has sort of an L shape that doesn't have a name. Is this like outside, or is it technically a great hall, or what is it exactly? The ideal, uh, you're referring to the orange highlighted third floor in an L-shaped unlabeled area. Exactly, it's an open courtyard, light well, internal open area. Large rectangular room taking up most of the right center portion of the floor, often labeled or previously obviously the biggest space. The L-shaped area is not part of the Great Hall. It's the open space left between the various rooms clustered around the hall. Old medieval Tudor era castles and palaces, this kind of L or U-shaped open area is usually an internal courtyard or cloister, like a like gallery. Light well to bring daylight into the surrounding rooms, sometimes an open gallery or walkway that connects rooms without going through the hall itself. It's technically outside, at least the open sky area, even though it's inside general overall footprint of the building. Despite some room names not enclosed room, it's a negative space. We feel like a semi-private outdoor courtyard in the upper floor. On the upper floor, surrounded by the walls of the Great Hall. You'd have walkways, arcades, or stairs running along the edges. Hubert could potentially move through it stealthily without entering the main hall. Slip in the service areas near the hall. Try a give me an idea of 3 directions he could go in that eventually would lead back to the east side terrace. Hubert stays outside, moves carefully along the outer western terrace, hugging the castle walls. He works his way north and then east around the back of the castle. Okay, that's probably a good one way to do it. Choice 2, through the service areas. Hubert slips through a side door near the west ticket counters and heads into the lower service corridors and kitchens, hoping to cross the castle internally without being seen. That's good. Internal gallery slash light well. Enters through one of the main doors and makes his way into the large, open L-shaped internal courtyard gallery on the main floor, using the columns and walkways for cover as he crosses toward the east side. All three paths are designed to eventually bring him out near the east gate, east terrace where Violet appears, but each feels different in terms of risk and stealth. No, no, I think that will do it for tonight. It's actually giving me a good idea here. Just a quick question before I stop and go to bed. If it were more if the gallery was more, let's say, horseshoe shaped, let's see. That's not what I wanted to say. Some good ideas. Okay. Oh. When the agent goes back, he goes into the administration castle, walks up the window. Okay. All right. Thanks. Okay, I guess this is where I'm gonna leave it here because uh can possibly go around back to get to the east side terrace. Can go through a door near the big ticket booths on the west side. Can in the ticket booths on the west side where they stealthily keep the servants' passages. And enter into the back door to cross the great hall and into the inner courtyard. Hopefully exit the east side. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay, and we're just gonna close this. And I want to say thank you for watching bonus stream part 3, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching part 3 bonus stream.